So, welcome everyone. I'm Alexander Mihalcha, and today we have one of the industry leaders, Manav Dobariya, founder of Techify House. Welcome, Manav. How are you doing today? Yeah, thank you. And I'm excited to have you on the podcast today, and I'm sure you're going to be of great value for the audience. Now, before we dive in, could you give us a quick overview of what Techify House does?
Yes, definitely. I'm Manav Dobariya, and Techify House is an IT software company operating globally. And Techify House is a service-based product and a product-driven service company. Help companies and partners to build their software. So we are a tech team, an extended version of our partners.
Okay, that's really fascinating. And basically, what inspired you to create Techify House? Was there a specific moment or experience that sparked this journey?
So it started as a freelancing company, like not a company. The Techify House name was just came from nowhere. Like you can say, one eagerness to help somebody else and acting as a freelancer and then scaling it to a company. That's how it all started a few years back.
Okay, interesting. But for example, if you are looking back, what would you wish you've done differently in those early days when you starting the venture?
It's like I would have started it a little bit on the first day, but initially, as a freelancer, the journey was pretty. As a freelancer, the journey started by helping Indian clients and we are Indian company, but later on we scaled to global market. So from initial days only, I would have liked to start globally rather spending too much time in acquiring Indian clients only. That's what I would have done differently than what they exactly done.
Okay, I see. So let's go back to when you first started. And what challenges did you face in scaling your business, but single-handedly?
Yeah, so initially it all started as a single person company. So handling finance, handling tech, handling clients, and everything was done by single person. So initially the core issue was not having sufficient time, and at the same time having in mind that expectation to deliver quality services to clients.
Okay,
The
I see.
core issue was, I think, the time. Like if
Yeah,
one person is handling everything and we have to schedule our posts, social media posts, client messages are pending, new clients has to be acquired. So these all kind of things need too much time. And that
of
is
course.
what I felt.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, interesting. And for example, how did your co-founders diverse skill sets to contribute to Techify House like growth?
Okay. So it's an interesting story. So first, as I was only an individual for the first 13 to 14 months, but later on, both the co-founders are my school friends. They are doing jobs, and one is from the application development department. I'm from web department, and the third co-founder is very good at people skills. Like he has a good communication, good teams. So one of my co-founder approached me that why not to start it as a company rather as a freelancer.
Yeah,
Uh, and then I realized actually having diverse skills will help more and will require less time to scale. On over the only single call at night, I still remember we started. Okay, we have a firm name, so we'll onboard two co-founders and we'll start as a company.
right. Makes sense. And for example, because I have a curiosity by then. So, what inspired the decision to shift from service-based to product-driven?
Yeah, so the decision was because if you see the service-based model, it requires constant efforts. If, for an example, if you acquire one client, so that client has a limited time project, and once the project is completed, we have to look at newer clients. But if we can build products in-house and we can solve people's problems, it will not require that much effort compared to the service-based model. If you see or if you compare Google with any other service-based firm, you'll find the difference. Service-based model has that core requirement to put constant efforts. But in product, if you can crack one problem as an entrepreneur, then it will give you long-term growth and long-term returns. So that is
Yeah.
what actually the core motive behind shifting from service-based to product-driven.
Right. Makes sense. Walk us through how Techify House addresses these challenges. What makes your approach unique in the market?
So the approach, what makes us unique is one thing from initial days. What I observe in the market is client gets too much trouble in communication. Example, if the client is from another country, that communication was still a gap in the market. So we decided there will be only one person who will be communicating with the client in our model. For an example, if you are my client, we have people in back of me, but I'll be only the person communicating with you. If there are three guys communicating with you, there are high chances of having that miscommunication or communication gaps. So that is the one thing what where our strategy is a bit different, and also many of clients have said that it is something we looked at while closing the deal. They felt that this is a good thing to look at in our company. The second thing is in technical background, we have four guys in tech, having too much experience in whatever niche they are in. So one thing is client communication, where we are a bit different from most of the companies. And the second thing is that core ability and technical skills our team has.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Okay, interesting. But for example, how did you overcome the chicken and egg problem of securing initial clients without a portfolio?
Yeah, so it was when I decided, okay, let's start doing this service-based company as a freelancer. One initially, I approached one client, so he asked me for a portfolio. So I was like, I don't have any experience, and obviously, no one will trust me who's sitting in a different city or different country without having any proof of work that I've done in past. I built few of the projects for myself, and I showcased it as this is my work, and I also cleared them that this is not any of the client work, but this is what I can do for you. This was the one solution to it, and also the second thing was for the first two three clients, I did not ask for advance payment. So they trusted like okay, I will not put any advance. Also, I in my mind also it was a thing that okay, if we'll pay, it is good, or if we'll not pay me, I have one project for me.
Okay, interesting approach. And for example, now what are the key advantages of working with a product-driven company versus a traditional service providers?
More differences from operational level, core ability or core advantage to just look at people problem. While in service back of the mind, you have that questions, will I get next client or not, or will I how I'll get my next few project? Because the cost is constant. If I have a 15-member company, so I have to pay salary every month to them. But there is a bit uncertainty about whether I get that much revenue every month or not. For example, if there is a 4-month project, I'll only get paid for 4 month project, but I have to maintain that salary that I have to pay to my
Yeah.
team, right? But in product-based company, I know exactly that okay, if this problem can be solved by this product and there are this much users, so I'm gonna get this much yearly salary or
Okay.
yearly payment.
Okay, and for example, how do you ensure the quality and innovation in your software development process? Because this is important as well.
Yes, too. And for quality maintenance, we use agile methodology used by most of the companies in service market, and we run sprints and weekly meetings, the team meeting and client meeting both to ensure that we are meeting the expectation of our client. So if there is any requirement from client, we'll first do detailed meeting to get everything clear in our mind. Then we'll prepare a document. After that, we'll have an internal team meeting. Once we are clear about what client expectation is and how we're gonna meet that, so according to that, we'll give that solution to our client. Okay, we have this solution. Do you want to implement this for us? If client approves, we'll go from there and start implementing it. This way, the quality is ensured. There is no 100% guarantee about any happening of miscommunication or any quality and delivery stuff or like that. But most of the time, this process helps client having that relief that okay, I have a very strong thoughts that I'm gonna meet my expectation. And
Okay,
the thing
interesting.
is, also we look at if a client is giving tech department to us, so client shall have no headache about okay, will the tech will be handled or not, right?
Okay. And I found that innovative solutions face the initial skepticism, especially in the beginning. So, for example, when you talk to potential clients, what's the biggest misconception they typically have about what you do?
So most of the time, clients are uh, not 100% clear about what they have to do. So they'll ask us if we can do this or not. Most of the time what we face is like they are not very clear about what the exact expectation is from their side. Our task is to get very clear on what they actually want, because if they are saying okay, we want to build this mobile application for this particular industry, but once we build it for them without any clarification, they'll ask okay, we would like to make these changes from this, or we'll need
Yeah.
revised version of this and things like that. So the core focus in the initial days of the project is to make very sure that this is the client expectation and my team must be aware of what the expectations are and what has to be fulfilled.
Right, right. But for example, what kind of problems are you hoping to solve with your own products?
For the product, we are currently focusing on AI-driven solutions to construction industry and automobile industry. For construction industry, we are using few of the AI models and helping our customers and users uh, make the construction calculation more easier for them. Also, the project management for if they are running 4 to 5 projects, multiple projects for construction industry, they require a lot of hard work to calculate the measurement, financial calculation as well. But we are using the new AI technology and AI models from few of the trending in the market, and we are integrating with our product to make calculations more easier. According to traditional approach, now construction industry and the contractors require manual calculation, manual mathematical calculation. But we are building something that can help them just by putting few of the inputs, they'll get AI-driven answers for the same, and it will be totally in the application. So the headache of that miscalculation or mismeasurement will be taken up by our application that we are going to use soon.
Awesome. This is awesome. Yeah. And now, looking at the broader industry, what key trends are we seeing emerge?
So the trends are most of it's very obvious that AI is booming currently. So AI-driven solutions are the trend for now. I'm seeing all the users from different industry are expecting to use something that is driven by AI. For an example, if we are launching any app, the initial customers will ask if is there anything related to AI in the application or not. So AI-driven solution or what you are building around AI is the trend.
Yeah, right, right. And in your opinion, what advice would you give to other service-based companies considering to shift to the product development space?
So I'll suggest one thing that we can't shift from service-based model to product-based model immediately, because we have to acquire few long-term clients. Once we have that financial or cash flow stability, then we can start thinking of building our own products, and we can start by developing an MVP and then launch to the initial few customer groups. If we found the product is helpful for others,
Mhm. Okay. Yeah, it sounds like you're ahead of the curve in many ways, which makes me curious about, yeah, like your growth plans. So, how are you looking to grow for the next year?
our one mission for the next year is to just deliver good 2 to 3 products in the market which can actually help our users. So, as I mentioned earlier, the construction product or the automobile product, our aim is to launch few of the products. The service-based model is still going. It is almost automatic in terms of how the operations will work for that. So, we have to look for product-driven model. Yeah, our main goal is to get fully reliable and be stable on the product, having the stable revenue, having that stable user base for the product.
Okay. And if, for example, if I give you right now $1 million for extra for growth, where would you allocate it?
So we're gonna allocate around 20% almost to R&D. What are the trends? 10 to 20% I'll spend in networking to get what's exactly happening in the market. Around 60% that is spending I'll spend on my team. Like if you have a good team,
Hmm.
you can build product and keep launching it.
Yeah, makes sense. And
Yeah.
before we wrap up, I'm curious about what's on the horizon. So, when you look at Techify House journey over the next few years, what possibilities excite you the most?
So the possibility is, as I mentioned, if you can build a larger user base and you can solve any problem at a larger scale, it will help you in long term. Like in terms of
Hmm.
from company as well, if you are having larger amount of users, you are a bit reliable and you are a bit more stable in terms in compared to the service based model. So that is what I want at least to have that customer base where we can say proudly that we are a product driven company.
Yeah, okay, interesting. And for listeners who want to learn more or potentially work with Techify House, what's the best way to get in touch?
They can get in touch with me by just contacting me through my email or just having one text message on the LinkedIn. If you can mention my LinkedIn or email, it will be there. They can directly contact me through email or LinkedIn. I'm always open to just have a chat with them.
Okay. Okay, perfect, perfect. So thanks for joining me today, Manav, and for this amazing podcast session. And for anyone listening, make sure to check out Techify House socials below in the description because this episode was packed with value and I can wait to see what you build next.
Exactly. Thanks a lot, Alex, for having me here. And I'm looking forward to helping few of the people if they want any kind of help. Always open at LinkedIn or my email.
Perfect, perfect. Yeah, see you in the next episode then.